Welcome to this video on chunking, which is an instructional strategy for organizing and presenting your course material in ways that reduce cognitive load and improve student learning. In this video, we're assuming you have a course already and you're looking to put it rapidly online. In this video, we'll explore 3 strategies for chunking course material to ensure deep and successful learning by your students. Chunking focuses on the cognitive presence of your online course, but it may also affect the instructor presence and the social presence. When your course material is divided into manageable chunks, students don't feel overwhelmed. Then they can focus on mastering the material and interacting with the instructor and their peers to deepen the learning experience. The term chunking was introduced in the 1950s by psychologist George A. Miller. He argued that people could only hold 7 chunks of information, plus or minus 2, in working memory. Over the years, the term has been applied to the instructional strategy of grouping and organizing material to support the learning process without overwhelming students' cognitive load. So how do we apply the idea of chunking to course design for online learning? Let's start with your course content. As you review the material, ask yourself what information is essential for achieving your course outcomes and what information is nice to know. Try to keep only the essential content. You can always present nice to know information as additional resources for students once they have mastered the core material. Once you've identified your core course material, you'll want to consider how to structure it for online learning. You've probably organized it into units or weeks, but consider breaking those down into smaller lessons. Each lesson can address 1 or 2 key concepts. For example, you could ask students to watch a short video or read an article. Then ask them to reflect or practice on the concepts that have been presented. In this way, students have a chance to consolidate their learning before moving on. It's also important to ensure that students have a clear pathway through the material. In our previous videos on course design, we've discussed the importance of a consistent use of OWL features and tools. When students know how to find course information easily, they can focus their attention and working memory on learning that material rather than navigating through it. As you'll see on the screen, it's a very easy way to lay out your course material. You have it by week, you have the learning outcomes, you have a checkbox, and then below would be your lesson and activities. You may find it helpful to review those course design videos as they provide examples of how to use specific features in OWL to create a consistent course navigation. Finally, as you organize your course material, you may want to review and even revise the visual presentation for clarity. Keep written paragraphs short, maybe 3 to 5 sentences long. When appropriate, use bullet points and numbered lists. Leave plenty of white space around the text, too. And be concise with videos and narrated PowerPoints. They shouldn't run much longer than 5 to 7 minutes. Remember that extraneous information and cluttered design taxes working memory and distracts students from the goal of learning the content. This concludes our video on chunking your course content for effective student learning in an online course. We discussed the importance of including only essential content that supports your course outcomes. We've also looked at how to subdivide weekly course content into smaller, more manageable lessons. And finally, we've reviewed tips for making your course content easy to read or watch.